Right now, every thought dancing through your mind is molding the life you'll step into tomorrow. Your private inner dialogue holds unimaginable power. If you harness it with intention, you can shape your reality into something truly extraordinary. Think about it. Every major shift in your life started as a single idea. Isn't it breathtaking to realize that what seems intangible in your mind can crystallize into real-world experiences? We often look around and attribute our circumstances to luck or external factors, yet so much begins from within. Our mental script, full of beliefs, doubts, and dreams, whispers instructions to our actions. When we remain unaware, old patterns can lead us astray, replaying negative stories about who we are and what we deserve. But here's the hopeful truth. As soon as we recognize how deeply our thoughts shape our destiny, we awaken to our own power. We become the authors of a script that once seemed predetermined. In the coming sections, we'll uncover ways to channel your inner dialogue toward a more fulfilling life. We'll explore practical tools to release self-doubt, nurture self-love, and invite healing to body and mind. You'll learn how to rewrite unhelpful narratives, turning them into affirmations that uplift you from the inside out. You won't find stale theory here. Rather, these insights are meant to be lived and practiced, weaving themselves gently into your daily rhythm until transformation becomes second nature. Throughout this journey, remember, you hold the pen that writes the story of your life. By the time you finish reading, you'll have new perspectives, actionable steps, and the warm reassurance that no matter how you've labeled yourself in the past, you can begin a new chapter right now. You can manifest a reality that resonates with joy, abundance, and profound love. Most importantly, keep an open heart. Let each lesson settle within you, not as a strict command, but as a gentle guiding light. Your thoughts are the seeds you plant in the soil of your mind. Nurture them with care, and watch the blossoms of hope and possibility take form. If in this moment you catch yourself thinking about your potential to create a better life, congratulations, you've already taken the first step. There's more to discover, so let's begin this transformation and see how far it takes us. Your thoughts are the silent architects of your destiny. Consider how often you drift into random daydreams or conversely sink into anxious spirals. Each passing idea, worry, or spark of inspiration has the potential to become a brick in the grand structure you call life. When we're not intentional, we might subconsciously lay down the wrong foundation, building a future around fear, resentment, or the belief that we are never quite good enough. The moment you decide to be conscious about your thoughts, you take back control over this construction process. In recent years, social media feeds and self-improvement circles have been buzzing about manifestation challenges. These are short programs or month-long routines encouraging people to visualize a goal daily, track their mindset, and celebrate small wins. Participants claim that consistent focus on positive intentions yields surprising results. Unexpected financial gains, new job opportunities, or even improved health. It's easy to dismiss these anecdotes as coincidences until you experience something similar firsthand. That's the spark that lights your faith in the power of intentional thinking. By becoming aware of where your mind wanders, you can gently guide it toward healthier terrain. Instead of letting day-to-day stress swirl unchecked, you start reframing your inner speech. I don't have enough can become, I can cultivate what I need. I'm not capable becomes, I'm growing in my abilities every day. This shift from passive thinking to conscious direction is like turning on a light in a dark room. It reveals possibilities that were always there but previously hidden. An excellent way to begin is by choosing a single daily mantra or phrase that resonates with what you desire to create. For example, if your current struggle is a lack of self-worth, you might repeat, "I honor my inner light and trust my abilities." Whisper it to yourself in the morning or hold it in your mind during routine tasks. You're not just layering pretty words on top of negativity. You're slowly dismantling limiting structures built by years of negative self-talk. Over time, your actions follow this new narrative, and you'll see how small changes accumulate into a large shift. Here's a gentle reminder. Don't rush yourself into positivity. Weave it naturally into your day, step by step. Trying to transform your mindset overnight can lead to frustration. Instead, celebrate each time you catch yourself in negative self-talk and lovingly replace it with something kinder. This soft perseverance sets the stage for deeper changes. The real excitement lies in the consistency of your focus. The more you direct your thoughts intentionally, the more your environment begins to mirror back that deliberate energy. As we move on, you'll discover specific methods to unearth and release the hidden beliefs that block your progress. For now, embrace the liberating truth that you can choose your mental narrative. The moment you decide to guide your thoughts, rather than be led by them, is the moment you reclaim the power to shape your destiny. Many of the thoughts circling in our minds each day stem from beliefs we quietly formed years ago, some as early as childhood. We might have carried stories such as, "I'm not creative enough," "I don't deserve a loving relationship," or "My body isn't capable of healing itself." These ideas can feel like unbreakable walls, confining us to a certain identity or outcome. But here's the uplifting news. Those walls are often illusions. They may feel solid, but they're largely built from fear and repetition. Once you recognize them for what they are, you can begin the process of tearing them down. One simple approach is to observe the kind of language you use when you talk about yourself. Notice the phrases, "I could never," "I'm just not the type," or "I should have done better." Jot them down in a notebook, letting them stand out on the page. Then ask yourself, is this absolutely true? Where did I learn this belief, and what would happen if I believed the opposite? By dissecting these statements, you see how arbitrary they can be. It's not about forcing yourself into grandiose proclamations you don't yet believe. It's about opening a small window to let in fresh air. Even a little doubt in your old limitations is enough to loosen their grip. Fear, guilt, or shame often lurk behind limiting beliefs. You might realize your belief came from a single hurtful comment someone made years ago, or from a cultural message that you absorbed without question. When you trace it back to its source, it loses some of its power. Often, these beliefs were formed when you were much younger, or at a time when you felt vulnerable and didn't have the tools to challenge them. Understanding this can spark compassion toward yourself. You realize you've been living by an outdated script, and now you have the choice to revise it. Think of releasing limiting beliefs as an emotional detox. It can be uncomfortable at first because you're letting go of something familiar. But just like cleaning out a cluttered closet, once you remove the old junk, you have room to invite better things in. Affirmations become more effective when they don't have to compete with a pile of unresolved negativity. You create an open field in your mind where new possibilities can sprout and thrive. Throughout this process, be gentle with your pace. Some beliefs dissolve quickly when confronted, while others cling more stubbornly. Consistent journaling can help you track your progress and notice patterns. You might find that certain triggers bring up the same limiting thought repeatedly. That's not a sign of failure. It's just a signal to keep caring for that tender spot. The real power is in noticing you have a choice. With each recognition of a limiting belief, you can lovingly say, I see you. I understand why you're here, but I'm choosing to believe something healthier now. That's the doorway to lasting freedom. Self-love is the fertile soil where all positive change grows. Without a genuine sense of affection and respect for yourself, even the most powerful techniques and affirmations can feel hollow. You might say the words, but if your heart is guarded or filled with self-criticism, those words struggle to take root. This is why embracing self-love isn't an optional step. It's the bedrock upon which your new reality stands. When you truly love yourself, you start seeing the divine spark that's always been within you. This isn't about ego or vanity. It's about honoring your worth as a human being deserving of peace, joy, and abundance. Ironically, many of us find self-love more challenging than loving someone else. We're quick to offer compassion to friends, but slow to extend the same kindness to ourselves. That's because we've been taught in subtle ways that focusing on ourselves is selfish or undeserved. Yet, imagine nurturing a relationship without love. It would wither and fade. The same principle applies to the relationship you have with yourself. A simple practice to build self-love is to give yourself daily praise. Start every morning by placing your hands over your heart and quietly thanking your body for carrying you through another day. Thank your mind for its capacity to learn and adapt. Affirm that you're worthy of love and respect, even if you don't feel it fully yet. This small ritual, repeated consistently, trains you to see yourself through a lens of empathy rather than judgment. Over time, it becomes natural to treat yourself with the same warmth you would offer a dear friend. Recently, there's been a lot of talk about the correlation between self-love and happiness. Many are discovering that once they replace self-criticism with compassion, their interactions with the outside world drastically improve. They draw in healthier relationships, become more resilient to stress, and feel an undercurrent of contentment they never knew existed. There's even growing research suggesting that self-love fosters better physical health, supporting the idea that how we feel emotionally can shape our well-being on every level. Another crucial point is that self-love doesn't make you immune to life's challenges. It simply gives you a stronger, more resilient foundation to face them. When setbacks occur, your inner dialogue transforms from "why me" to "I'm safe and strong and I will move through this." You become more forgiving, not just of others, but also of yourself, which keeps you from spiraling into guilt or shame when things don't go as planned. Before moving forward, pause and check in with your heart. Can you sense a shift, even a slight one, toward kindness within? If so, cherish that moment. If not, remember that self-love is a journey rather than a destination. Every thought of self-acceptance plants a seed. Nourish it daily, and let it guide you as we delve deeper into the powerful tools, like affirmations, that can supercharge this loving bond with yourself. Affirmations are like gentle reminders to your subconscious. They tell a new, empowering story about who you are and what's possible for your life. If self-love is the soil, affirmations are the seeds you plant to grow healthier beliefs. But how do you ensure these affirmations truly resonate? The key lies in sincere emotion and consistency. Rather than merely repeating phrases, you want to feel them in your heart and allow them to shape your self-perception. Begin by crafting statements that address your personal challenges and goals. For instance, if you've been wrestling with insecurity in your career, choose an affirmation like, "I am confident in my skills and new opportunities flow to me with ease." If your struggle revolves around health, consider, "My body is strong, capable, and continually renewing." The more aligned an affirmation is with your current concerns, the more likely you'll invest genuine feeling into it. Feel your body relax and your heart open when you speak these words, even if they feel a bit foreign at first. Timing can boost the potency of your affirmations. Many find success integrating them into their morning routine. Right after waking up, your mind is still calm and receptive. It's like a blank canvas eagerly waiting for the first strokes of paint. Others prefer bedtime, letting the gentle echoes of positive statements float in their subconscious while they sleep. Some even incorporate affirmations throughout the day, using them as a quick mental reset when faced with stress or doubt. The key is repetition and belief, not necessarily the perfect time of day. Remember, affirmations are not magic spells. They work in tandem with your sincere actions and intentions. If you say, "I am open to love," yet continue to push people away out of fear or distrust, your words become hollow. Instead, let the affirmations guide you to make brave choices. If you affirm abundance, follow through by being grateful for what you already have and responsibly managing your resources. The synergy between thought and deed is where true transformation happens. Sometimes you might sense resistance creeping in, a voice in your head that counters each affirmation with doubt. Rather than force yourself to ignore that inner critic, gently acknowledge it and reaffirm your positive statement. This process can feel repetitive, but it's similar to training a muscle. Over time, that critical voice weakens, replaced by one that supports your growth. A final tip is to keep your affirmations fresh. Rotate them every few weeks, or personalize them when new challenges arise. This variety prevents your mind from glossing over the words. For an extra layer of depth, combine affirmations with visualization. Close your eyes and picture yourself thriving in the scenario you're affirming. Give your senses something to hold on to, whether it's the warmth of gratitude in your chest or the visual details of a happier, more abundant life. Each repetition, each moment of heartfelt belief, takes you one step closer to manifesting the reality you desire. Imagine your mind and body as two dancers, moving in perfect synchrony across the grand stage of your life. When one stumbles, the other can feel it. This dance between thoughts and physical health is so intimate that it's hard to draw a line where one ends and the other begins. Many people have observed that stress, anxiety, or unresolved emotional pain can manifest physically, showing up as headaches, digestive troubles, or lingering fatigue. By the same token, a sense of inner peace, optimism, and emotional release can spark remarkable transformations in well-being. When you're burdened by heavy emotions, such as grief, anger, or guilt, it can feel like carrying around a weighted cloak that drags on your vitality. Addressing these feelings isn't always straightforward. Often we've suppressed them for years because we believed they were too painful or inconvenient to face. However, unaddressed emotions have a way of festering, and they may show themselves through chronic tension or even illness. This is why mindfully allowing yourself to feel and release emotional blockages is so powerful. You're essentially freeing your body from a constant state of stress or alarm. One way to start is through a simple body scan. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and move your attention from your toes up to the crown of your head. Notice any tightness, warmth, or discomfort along the way. Whenever you find a tense spot, gently direct your breath there, visualizing the muscles softening and negativity dissolving. You could even pair this with an affirmation like, "I release what no longer serves me, and I welcome healing light." Though subtle, these mindful practices have a cumulative effect. They train your nervous system to recognize safety, lowering stress hormones and encouraging your immune system to function more effectively. Emotions also play a big role in how you perceive pain or illness. Chronic pain, for example, can be magnified by fear or hopelessness, but it can also lessen when you feel supported, hopeful, and engaged in life. This is where reframing your thoughts becomes essential. Instead of viewing your body as an enemy when it experiences discomfort, you shift to seeing it as a communicator, sending signals that you need rest, compassion, or a particular change in lifestyle. This perspective alone can trigger a wave of calm, which aids the healing process. Of course, professional medical care and mental health support are important. Think of mind-body awareness as a complementary approach, bridging the gap between science and spirit, logic and intuition. By actively harmonizing your inner and outer states, you become a conscious participant in your healing journey rather than a passive bystander. And as your body relaxes and rejuvenates, you'll find it easier to maintain a positive mindset. The two dancers move in unison again, each supporting the other to create a seamless flow of life and vitality. It's a glorious sight to witness, and even more powerful to experience from within. Standing before a mirror can be surprisingly intimidating. It's not just about looking at your hair or outfit. It's about meeting yourself where you are, with all your perceived flaws and vulnerabilities. Mirror work is a straightforward yet deeply transformative practice that invites you to speak affirmations directly to your reflection. As simple as it may sound, the impact can be monumental, like shining a bright beam of honesty and compassion into corners of your psyche you often avoid. Start by finding a quiet moment, free from distractions. Gaze into your own eyes and let yourself feel any surge of emotion that arises. It might be discomfort, self-consciousness, or even sadness at first. Breathe through those feelings. Then gently say words of acceptance and love. I honor you. I respect you. I'm learning to love you more each day. These statements might feel awkward initially, especially if you're used to criticizing your appearance or achievements. Yet, the deliberate act of looking yourself in the eye while saying uplifting words chips away at the negative self-image you've carried. Some people use mirror work as a daily ritual, first thing in the morning or right before bed. Others only do it when they feel particularly low, as a way to ground themselves in kindness. Either method can be beneficial, so don't let rigid rules trap you. The important part is sincerity. Allow emotion to accompany your words. Tears or laughter are both signs that you're opening up on a deeper level. Occasionally, you might confront resistance, that inner voice that says, "Who are you kidding?" or "This is silly." Rather than fight it, acknowledge the voice, then return to your affirmation. Over time, the voice grows quieter, replaced by a calmer, more nurturing presence. Mirror work can evolve into an ongoing dialogue where you affirm your worth, apologize to yourself when necessary, or celebrate achievements you once dismissed. It's a direct line of communication with the essence of who you are. While mirror work primarily fosters self-acceptance, it also influences how you relate to others. When you respect your own value, you naturally set healthier boundaries, choose relationships that support your growth, and extend kindness to people without draining your own reserve. You may notice a subtle shift in your posture, a glow in your gaze, or a steadiness in your breath. These reflect an inner transformation that can't help but radiate outward. As you continue to engage in mirror work, keep a small journal nearby. Record any insights, breakthroughs, or strong emotions that surface. Over time, you'll see how these personal reflections accumulate into a stronger sense of self. If you ever doubt the power of this practice, look back on your entries to witness your progress. You'll likely realize that the person you see in the mirror has softened in judgment and grown in grace. That shift, although deeply personal, echoes into every part of your daily experience, making mirror work a cornerstone of loving who you are. Picture this. You wake up each morning, and the first thought that crosses your mind isn't stress over your to-do list, but gratitude for a new day. This simple shift can transform the entire tone of your life. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you occasionally. It's a worldview that illuminates the abundance you already have. When you regularly recognize and appreciate life's gifts, big or small, you send a signal to your subconscious that you are supported and loved. That signal, in turn, draws in even more positive experiences. Cultivating a gratitude habit doesn't require grand gestures. It can be as simple as writing down 3 things you're grateful for each night, focusing on what went right during the day. Maybe you reconnected with an old friend, enjoyed a peaceful meal, or found strength during a challenging moment. Anchoring your mind to these highlights changes your internal chemistry, reducing stress and increasing feelings of well-being. Over time, you may notice that negative emotions lose their grip faster because you've trained yourself to look for silver linings and hidden blessings. Coupled with gratitude, visualization is a powerful tool to invite abundance into your life. The idea is to paint a vivid mental picture of the life you wish to create, complete with sights, sounds, and emotions. When you can almost feel the texture of the experiences you desire, you begin to synchronize your thoughts and actions in that direction. For instance, if you dream of a fulfilling career, visualize yourself waking up excited, contributing your talents in a supportive environment, and returning home satisfied. Let your senses take part in that vision. The warmth of the sun as you commute, the friendly banter with colleagues, the sense of pride at day's end. Though it may seem like daydreaming, focused visualization aligns your energy with your objectives, making it easier to spot opportunities or take inspired steps. Paired with gratitude, you create a potent combination. You appreciate what you already have while eagerly welcoming more. This resonates with the principle that what you focus on expands. By focusing on blessings and possibilities, you bring forth more reasons to feel blessed. Remember to keep it playful and light. Gratitude and visualization shouldn't be chores. They're meant to raise your mood, give direction to your aspirations, and remind you of the vast potential life holds. If you ever find yourself slipping into doubt, return to a moment of deep appreciation. Whether it's for a friend's kindness, your own persistence, or the simple pleasure of a warm breeze. Notice how that gentle sense of thankfulness can melt away anxiety, bringing you back to a calmer state where good things seem more achievable. Approach these practices with curiosity rather than rigid expectation. Let the universe surprise you with how it orchestrates events and connections in response to your elevated mindset. The combination of gratitude and vivid imagination becomes a gateway through which abundance flows effortlessly, proving that your thoughts truly do shape the reality you experience. Take a moment to breathe and reflect on the journey we've just shared. We began with a bold reminder that your thoughts set the stage for the life you lead. We explored how intentional thinking can reshape your reality, unveiling hidden beliefs that might have been holding you back. You discovered the importance of self-love as the fertile ground for all positive change. Without it, even the best strategies lose their potency. Then we dove into the practical side of affirmations, mirror work, and mindful gratitude, each tool reinforcing your capacity to manifest the life you desire. Through these sections, a common thread emerges. You possess agency over your inner world. Even in challenging circumstances, you can choose a perspective that fosters growth, healing, and love. It doesn't mean glossing over pain or pretending that struggles don't exist. Rather, it means you can face them with a resilient spirit, aware that you're more than your hardships. Each time you affirm your worth or replace a negative thought with a loving one, you reclaim a piece of yourself. Now, as you stand at this crossroads of newfound awareness, remember that your journey doesn't end here. In many ways, it's just beginning. The practices outlined, recognizing limiting beliefs, embracing self-love, using affirmations, connecting mind and body, working with mirrors, and nurturing gratitude are living tools. They gain their power from your consistent engagement. Treat them like daily nourishment for your soul, gently integrating them into your routines until they feel as natural as breathing. Manifestation isn't about wishful thinking. It's about aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions toward a purposeful direction. It's the moment when you realize that what you think, you truly become, because you've anchored those thoughts in self-compassion and authenticity. You've made room for new possibilities by lovingly saying goodbye to outdated limitations. You've opened a door for healing, abundance, and joyous connection. As you move forward, carry with you one final affirmation. I am the creative force in my life, and I manifest my desires with love, faith, and unwavering gratitude. Repeat this whenever you sense doubt creeping in. Let it remind you that you're not a bystander. You're an active participant in your own unfolding story. Each sunrise gives you another chance to choose thoughts that lift you up and fuel the manifestation of your highest vision. In closing, may you walk with confidence, knowing that the power to shape your reality lies within the sacred space of your heart and mind. Continue to plant seeds of positivity, water them with unwavering belief, and trust in the universe's ability to meet you halfway. What you think, you become. So think magnificently and watch how life rises to meet your greatness. Embrace this wisdom, let it guide your every step, and welcome the magnificent future you're ready to create, starting now.